Hello, it is Lord Awire. I am streaming some 2D 4X. This is a post-apocalyptic open source game that's a 2D 4X, thus its name. Takes place in North America. Dawn on me, I think people are misunderstanding when they see this map of Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. And I always say it takes place in North America, but I think what they're thinking is just this little part. No, it's going to cover all of North America, from Panama to Canada. This is just for testing. Once everything's running perfectly and great, and I don't know what weird changes I'm gonna make, we'll be adding more to this. It just right now I only need a couple of counties. If we hit start, let's hope this works. I fuck with some stuff. If we hit start there and we wait patiently, my chat stuff didn't come over again. God damn it. I'm streaming to both YouTube and Twitch, and sometimes my chat doesn't do what it's supposed to. Uh, so I have to test. Didn't it look like that wasn't working? That didn't look like that was working. I think this happened one other time where that thing was weird. Maybe I'll put a note in. I have a project on GitHub. Oh no, it's working. Oh, you know what it is? Look, after I hover over it, it never quite recovers. Anyways, that is a weirdness. It's supposed to turn off just like these other ones. This one doesn't do it. I wonder why. It does after you click on one. Weird. I thought that was an issue a while ago, then it stopped. I'll have to look at that, but I'm not going to look at it right now. I did do a couple of, so that today is going to be all about research, and then the next month is going to be all about this research button right here. Right now we just have this basic production, which I created last time, and I've been rethinking how we're doing this. So everything like basic production is going to have this research, and with basic production you're going to be able to make certain buildings, and those buildings are going to be allowed you to do county improvements, which are like improvements to your county, just like, you know, CK3 or CK2 or whatever. Europa Universalis, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dominions? No, dominions you can't do. Improvements. Anyways, so everything, so we're going to be working on research forever because everything is going to be based on research. So I'm going to do a test thing real quick here. Whoops. Because I just want to make sure that, yes. What? Look at this one is backwards. This one, it's right. How did that happen? That's the strangest shit I've ever seen. I mean, not really, but anyways, I think everything's working. So, I mean, everything is showing it's doing something. Sometimes it acts crazy, like this reverse thing. All right, so let's do this. Let's first. Oh, I didn't open my GitHub project. So I'm going to open up this project. I'm going to put in a little note that that I guess I don't have two-factor enabled. Ooh. Don't hack my my GitHub account. When you first start the game, the first county, Cowlitz, I believe its name is. I should probably check. Yeah, Cowlitz. Won't deselect when you move the mouse away from it on hover. I'm just going to put that in there, and we'll turn this into a thing here, and I'm going to start some music that you guys can't hear because that's what I want to do. Go back over here. That's so strange that that test is reversed. Like what? That's bizarre. Because I can still see it. I know it's off my little thing over here, but it's I can see it on mine. On mine it sits on my side. It sits on the thing the whole time. Load research either from disk or as a resource. So this is we're gonna break this down in like every step. So this might be like a lot of planning today, but I think that will that will help with the future. This is in Godot, by the way. Um, and I also, so I did some other things offline. Basically, the editor, this has been a huge, and if someone knows of a better way to do this, there is a map editor that I've been working on, and there's a little button for it. The problem is that if a player wants to add in, let's say the game's compiled and it's out there in the world on Steam or whatever, and a player wants to change the map from North America to South America, because that's where they live. I want them to be able to do that by having this color-coded map that they would use, which is right here. And they would drag in two different maps. One map which would be a picture, and then one which would be color-coded. And they actually might not even need the picture one, because if you turn this off and you play the game, it actually generates from, well, they need the picture one because it's going to generate it from the picture. So they need two different maps right now, and we might change that. So there it is. Oh, actually, because of these changes, it pulls in a different way. This is just for streaming, basically. That one is. But right now it checks if you're in the editor, and if you're in the editor, it pulls the map from this is the home of the editor, then the folder maps and maps. So it pulls it from there and it loads it. And then if you're not in the editor, it pulls it from the same place, but I have to copy those files over to let's see here. I'm going to go to this on so I have a folder called compiled, and I have to manually copy over these map files. And oh, look, it has imports in there. I wonder why. I mean, I know why, because I copied them over. Anyways, it is. I went on a big diatribe how I don't want it, how dumb it is that Godot makes everything be packed. But I kind of understand it more. It still sucks. So the other thing I had to do also was exclude. So basically, it's exporting. When you export it, it's not going to include this map that's in the project. It's going to exclude everything in there. This song that just started is much louder than every other song, so I had to skip that you guys can't hear. Anyways, so it's excluding that map, because this is the issue. I was thinking, oh, we'll just copy it over like the current map, and then they can copy over that map or whatever, but then we're having like duplicate data. Basically, it's a big clusterfuck. So the way I did it is it doesn't copy it over from the pack, and I have to manually copy it over, and then when I release the game, there'll be a folder that's just maps, and the player can adjust the maps by deleting this map. And it has to be called color-coded map, and it has to be called .png, and then map. And I'll put like a README. I'll update the README once this works better. But we're doing research today. We're not going to fuck with that. I just figured I would explain what I did offline. I try to stream 99.9% of all changes I do to this, but it does slow me down. I can't believe this test thing is like this. It's so strange. Oh, it didn't do it this time. What? I'm just not going to worry about it. Oh, and it's missing. I guess it's just buggy because it's also missing my image. Whatever. Who cares? So back to the research thing. Let's take a look at what we got here. We have this research. So there's different ways I've been thinking about doing this. And this is going to be a lot of explaining today, and probably less programming and more explaining and thinking. And if you have ideas for research that you'd like to see in the game, yeah, it just doesn't. It's like it doesn't know that one, what we could do. This often fixes the problem, is we delete all of these counties. And then we go to our map editor and we run here and we regenerate them. Maybe I fucked with one of them. I don't think that I did. And then we save them. I might have like just found some massive issue. Then they're there. Then we hit play. And we wait patiently. Yeah, it still does it. It's weird. All right, did I put that in somewhere? I might look at this later. I want to look at it now because I like to fix bugs immediately, but whatever. We'll deal with it later. It's got to be... Well, now I'm looking at it. We don't have any signals on here. Um, we have a county script. We have the battle control script. So everything, all the basis of almost everything is done like in the most shitty way. That's why the exported version is 0.1. Uh, the most basic, I've done every little piece of the game, but in the most basic way. And now we're going back to make it much more complicated. I don't remember how I'm doing this. Player controls. Let's pin this over here. What's your problem? It's actually, is it? All right, check to see if you're inside the map. If it finds the color, turn on the gray overlay. So this just does, it does this all the time. I wonder what happened. I wonder if it's always been like that. If it's the proximate thing, else, okay, this is not equal to the, so this is saying, the reason why we can't have this just else is if you selected it. You know, I wonder if, was I fucking around with the, I might have been fucking around with the county resources. All right, I'm not gonna, I don't want to get sidetracked. I'm already sidetracked. So that's 0 as it should be. 1. Weird. What's this other if down here? Oh, this is just a pause thing. And it starts working after the first time you click on something. So strange. Maybe there's something else that's turning these off. I feel like these should be off when they start. All right, I don't want to get sidetracked. I'll look at this later. But it is strange to me. All of them work but the first one. Lord Mac has a gun. So this is generated, this little thing. Actually, both of these are generated from that other map. And then the scenes are saved. All right, well, we'll deal with it later. That has nothing to do with my plans today. So back to my plans for today. Uh, there's a couple of different ways. So originally I wanted to do the research where basically from the data that's been placed that would generate the research and then draw lines and stuff. But I'm beginning to think that that doesn't really matter, and it's going to be kind of a huge pain because you're going to have to rearrange the data. I wish I could fire up like Victoria 3 while I'm doing this because it would be a good example of showing what I'm talking about. Maybe I can find a Victoria 3 screenshot. Research. Um, that's a nice blurry blob. It looks like it's trying to do something down here. Fuck your blurry blob. Here's another one. Oh, it's the same. It's the same blurry blob. I just need any old picture of research. Here we go. Blurry blob. Okay, so this is an example of what I'm talking about. So I want lines like this. I mean, a straight line would work as well. These look much nicer, obviously. So I want a line that goes like this. So what I can do is I can say in this one, you know, I can say that these are connected and have it draw a line, right? But in here, I wish I had two still. I only have one. How do you organize the data? You got to manually put in. See, there's no like this is tier 1, right? Let's say. I actually think this is down in yeah, it is down in Victoria farther. But let's just say this is tier 1, and we're going right to left, not top down. I want to go from the left as tier 1, and then I go, you know, to the right, tier 2, and so on. But let's say this is tier 1 of the. So this is going to be tier 1. Let's say of my game. So you're going to have to drag the data for the first one is going to be law enforcement. The second one, like, you're going to have a list that you manually, like a human organizes. You can't say, do it alphabetically, or you can put in a number, but then that's once again a human organizing the list. And then you got to tell it tier 2, you got to organize this other list, but it's also like if you got a human has to go, okay, stock exchange is first, currency is second, because it needs to line up. These lines need to line up, if that makes sense. Like if currency was over here, this line would be like, whoop, and it would be weird. And actually, that happens over here. So this is this is like what I'm trying to avoid, and this might happen with some stuff, but a human has to do all that. So the way I was hoping to do it was it was generated, and we would just have to make one list, but then a human has to do it anyways, set up that stuff. So I'm trying to make it the easiest way for when a human adds research, a developer human, not like the player. The player's not going to be like playing the game and adding research to the game. It's for like the developer to make it the easiest for me later. So that's the way I want it, is the easiest way for me later to add and remove research. Let me look at these questions over here. No one's going to lose technology. You're going to start out with shitty technology, but I am actually was thinking about starting out some of the technology some of the factions won't have at the beginning, to have like different levels of whatchamacallit, starting factions, not player factions, but the AI factions. I definitely am. I'm gonna probably do that. So anyways, back to here. So I think the easiest way to do that for a human, so let's go back. Let's see how we're doing this right now. We have this research control, because I was thinking about this a bunch. We're in remote here. And we gotta go to our canvas. I'm pretty sure these are being generated automatically on visibility change or something. So here's the button, and that just shows it create research buttons. Man, I couldn't remember how to do this yesterday. And here it is right here. Look, I had to like relearn how to do it. The fuck is this thing doing? Create research button item. So this is gonna instantiate each research button item that's in this list. Here, let's turn this on. So it doesn't exist in here, and I don't think that's actually necessary. And I think it's gonna slow things down because there's gonna be a bazillion research things. So when you hit the start button or the research button, I say start button at work all the time because I'm telling people, you know, IT guy, I'm like, can you click this to hit the start button? So that's my brain says start button on its. So you hit the research button and it would have to instantiate all that research. Instead, I think we can just have it fill in the data. So let's see what we got here. And we'll set this differently. And then you'll just drag around the stuff over here and that will be an easier, the lines will be fine. So I don't need to whiteboard it. I already know how it's going to work. I mean, know how it's going to look in my head, but it's all back to making it the easiest for the developer, me, later to add and remove stuff. And once again, since it's open source, like people might want to modify it, which goes back to that other thing I was talking about earlier, but we'll worry about all that shit later. So this is what I'm thinking. Where is this? This is going into here. So this is the research item VBox. Where is our research panel? Because we have one. This is probably under UI scenes, maybe? Yeah. So let's put one in here. So this is what I'm thinking as we duplicate this. See, it's going to automatically add these over here. Or I'll say like this. We'll say tier 1. And then we'll duplicate this. This is currently going to just be on top of each other. We'll add an H box. And we'll put this up here. I want this to work forever, basically. That's what we're going for here. We'll put an H box there. That actually is it's too close to the edge, obviously. And then we would do like, this is tier 2. And we can get rid of this thing at the end. And we're going to, we need like a gap, but we can do that with this H box. There's like a separator thing. We can just say like, whatever, 25. And we actually have a margin container. We can make the left and right margins bigger. But this is what I was just thinking. We probably are going to need a scroll thing that scrolls up and to the side, because it's going to be a massive amount of research. These are probably kind of large, but we're gonna like do like 45,000 things in the next 6 years just to this one research panel. There's also this margin. You're doing like normal years for the text. Do you mean how long it takes to research? Oh, I was gonna say too, if anyone has any ideas for items to add to research, I still have like a bazillion items that I want to add, and also in my brain. Tell me in chat or in the YouTube comments, and I'll add them onto this list. And Lord Mac, actually, I added this on after my stream last time, and I think you were the person who mentioned the centralized authority. And I think this is going to be one of the things that starts out researched, but some of the factions don't have it. And it's going to give a bonus to... my music's too loud. Sorry, I know you guys can't hear it, but it's like suddenly... Some songs are too loud and some are too quiet, so I had to switch here to do this thing here. Um, okay, we're all right. No, I am not going to do that. Uh, so I want people to be able to. So one of the things I really, as a player, and this is just me, and there might be people who want to do it who don't like to do this, but as a player, I really like doing research and trying to get ahead of the other player, like the other things. Um, so I want to be able to get ahead of other factions in certain things. So like you could go, and I always bring this up. I think it was Hearts of Iron 2. You could kind of in Hearts of Iron 2, you could kind of research the wrong path. Like it helped you temporarily better to get like these light tanks, but in reality it was like the wrong path. You could go the other way. You should go the other way, but you got shittier tanks at the beginning, but it paid off in the long run. So it wasn't necessarily the wrong path. I want that option to be there too, where you could be like, oh, I want to keep researching, whatever guns, and you get like really awesome guns for a while, but then they dead end, and you should have went with lasers. But I don't think I'm gonna have lasers. But whatever, you understand what I'm saying. Anyways, so I think this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have this. We got to put a scroll thing in here though. I think the scroll thing actually does the H box. Oh, look at this margin container is all fucked up. We can fix that though. Let's add a scroll thing. A scroll container. I think it does both. I think it does all. It actually tells you right here what you need. It's intended to work with an H box, so let's put this in here. Do I want that to be up in that corner? I mean, the margin container's off. It's kind of weird that... Yeah, there's something else going on here. Does this have its own shit? Um... Oh, is there a theme attached to this? I think I did a theme. I did. So the theme is doing... We might want to get rid of this theme. Whoa, no. We don't want to do that. All right, we just got to fix this theme. Where did I put these themes? Under themes, full screen panel. All right, we got to fix this theme then. Margin container. All right, so we had 24 at the top. Where's another full screen thing? We got to go turn this off. This one isn't overlapping. Is this the full screen one? It is. So there's something weird. Let's make this like 48 or something. And then that had no effect on that. I think that moved it moved it down. Okay, so we don't want that. Okay, so there's got to be another. Do I have two? Oh, I have two margin containers in here. How did I do it on this one? We got to make this consistent. Like I said, research panel for 100 years. Oh, that population name is also smaller. That's why this works. There's no overrides here. Yeah, that doesn't do shit. So that's the first thing. Um, yeah, like some sort of school. That's a good idea. Education. I don't think I had that on my list. I don't think I had that in my brain at all. Um, so let's fix this. So all the margin containers are going to get this top thing, I think, is what's going on. Yeah, and I can reset it. That was 24. Yeah, that's what I had to do, is just make that go down 4. Oh, so that's going to be an important thing. So finding people uh that already have knowledge is going to be important. More original, make interesting would be um do you mean like an apprenticeship or just because we could this is actually formalized, we could do this here. Let me edit this. Formal education, because there could be like an apprenticeship system, which is printed apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. What did I do before the internet, right? It was just, my spelling was just atrocious the whole time. I think I hit insert. So that definitely, and then when you do your start, it's going to be a random start. Where so you might get people that. So one of the things I want to do, and I don't think this is something other players like to do, because when I play CK3 with my friends, they all want to edit their starting leader, and I'm like, no, you get what you get. And so I want to have it so that when you start the game, your population will have certain things. But let's say your population has somebody who starts out that's really good with electronics. You might want to you plan your whole game around that dude, you know, to start. But anyways, so here we are. This is now far enough down. I think this is fine. Having up in the corner. I wonder if I can make it centered. It kind of would be. Okay. No, go back. It would kind of be nice to have this stuff centered. Okay, so this H box, what is this one? Research description panel. Okay, this is in the wrong spot. Oh no, it's in the right spot. Oh, the problem is now its margin container is fucked up. There we go. The themes are kind of weird. Oh, you mean like if they have if you had a astronomy, what is that? A telescope, more people with astronomy would come join you. Is that what you mean? I'm just using that random example. If you had a hospital, more doctors would come. Or you can do research too, but all right, so this is fine. I guess this is fine. I don't really like this so much. I'm just like staring at this to see, do I like this? I mean, there's going to be a lot of research. This is just the beginning. You know, this is going to be fine. This will be fine. Uh, let's put this in here. Let's put that in there as an idea. So how am I going to write that? Research some buildings that well, I'm not calling them buildings. I'm calling them county improvements because they might not be a building. Improvements could attract better wandering heroes. I'm gonna put a note of what the fuck I mean by that, because I don't. What the fuck does that mean? Um, if the player or if certain research is done and a county improvement is made, then possibly have it attract better heroes in that skill. For example, if you have a hospital, then you would attract better doctors. Well, so wandering groups are going to be a thing. They're also going to be, I'm going to hopefully, so one of the things I want to do, this is back to the random events thing, is have them less random. And more like if you drive out people, they'll be then like refugees moving around the map, sort of. All right, so we have these four. I think I want to actually get rid of one of these. We can just turn it off for now. That's kind of strange that it does it that way. I think we'll just leave it. We might have to fuck with this some more later. It's not the end of the world, but so what we're gonna do here is this script here. What is this script? All right, so this is if you click on the actual research, it does this. But we're also gonna need in here. We're gonna need a private export private. What's your problem? Oh, private. What is this? Research item data called research item data. And where are you getting your? We're showing this and we're research item clicked. I don't think we need to do that anymore. Instead, we can do this. Research item panel or research panel here. We can just have. I think this is going to work out fine. A private, public research item data. And then on here, let's pin this shit. So I think what this is doing is when this opens, no. What is this thing doing? Yeah, we won't need this create and destroy stuff anymore. On visibility change, this is what I was looking for. Let's move this to the top. I like this at the top. So those are gonna be like that's gonna be like a books especially. Um, Computers is back to the electrical thing, which I still can't decide how I'm gonna do that. But with books, this is gonna be a huge thing. There's actually this comic book called Ombre, if I remember correctly. Uh, I think there's some. It's got some not safe from work shit in it. So I'm hoping the cover is not naked chicks. Uh, well, I guess it doesn't matter. This comic called oh, there's a naked chick. There's this comic called Ombre that's a post-apocalyptic. Uh, I'm gonna. This is a spoiler, by the way. A post-apocalyptic comic book, and I don't know what causes the apocalypse in that. But anyways, there's like these villains in it, and they're the villains. You find out what their whole goal is towards the end of the comic. Once again, spoilers here, is that they're collecting all the books that they can find to start like a uh, monastery. But also, they know that knowledge is the most important thing, and that's ingrained in my mind. Um, that yes, books are going to be important because they're going to help you with research. Because that's the thing. It's not research like you're starting over. It's like research you're just, hey man, maybe we should try communism. Like we already know what communism is, you know? It's like it's not like start from scratch. Hey man, we know that the screwdriver is. Why don't we try using screwdrivers? That type of thing. All right, so we have this thing here, this thing here. I'm ignoring that debug thing. So on visibility change, we're no longer going to create the research buttons. We're going to do that. We're going to adjust that. We're going to pause time. And we're no longer going to destroy the research buttons. But what we are going to do is... I wonder if there's an easy way to do this. So on the research, on this thing... Can we... I wonder if... Oh, we can't do that. I'm trying to think of a way we can trigger all of these things to update their information. Garuv, how's it going? I'm an IT manager. In real life, in this, I am a noob. So what I want this to do is... When the other thing becomes visible, I want this to update its information because its information can change. Like, has it been researched is the main thing that can change here. So this is gonna be different than when we had all this await stuff here. I wonder why. Oh, it was probably happening too fast. I was just thinking what is going to change is the only thing it's going to update is if it's been researched or not. So we don't need to update a lot of things. Let's go back to this original thing that we have, the tier 1 thing that we know is going to happen, and we'll set that one up with everything we need in it. And we'll be editing whatever this thing. We'll move this over here. And we can close this other crap. We'll close that. We'll close that. And we'll close that. And these are the only 3 things we need right now. So the checkbox is if it's research. The button is the whole thing's a button. And that's the name. But I want to also have... So I guess the first time it runs, it needs to add in... So on this first one, we're just going to... Well, we need to... Yeah, there should be like a first run. And then a... So if we go back to here... Let's turn off the ones we don't want. And we're gonna pretend this is how we're doing it here. This first one, what was it called? I already forgot. It's called, where's my fucking list? I think I had a research list or something. All research. Basic production. Deflux, how's it going? I'm good. We're going to just name this manually. I don't really think it matters once again to have. We're just going to rename this to basic production, and then we'll just copy this over and we'll go, oh, except I can't. All right, well, that's fine. That is the game map, but I'm not working on the map right now. I'm working on just the research for the thing, for the whole game. The map I have 7 test provinces, but it's gonna cover all of North America eventually. So I can't edit the children in here, which is a bummer. So that kind of throws a wrench in my plans. Unless I make this local. But then what I want to have is this. I guess the script would be the same. And I want that. I was trying to see. Well, let's pretend that we want this to be this way. If we put in, so it would need to generate everything. Like the first time it runs, it would have to generate this stuff. But after the first run, the only thing it would need to check is if it's been researched or not. Because that's one of the things I want to do. Because I've noticed, I was trying to think, I think it was in Distant Worlds 2 that when you open the research button, it lags out sometimes, and I want to avoid that. So that will, if we aren't instantiating a bunch of shit, that should help. But also, if we're only checking for one thing, but I want to have the building. So basic production has 3 buildings that are, and I want it to show the buildings that you get. So did I close this shit? Victoria 3 research. Oh, I guess they don't show it. Here's some literacy. We're just talking about that. I also want to have as few clicks as possible. For some reason, I thought it showed it. Maybe it's on hover that it shows what buildings. Like if you were to hover over this, in fact, it does. If you hover over this, it would show you that the atmospheric engine's going to give you these 12 fucking buildings or whatever. Here you go. No, that's a different thing. But I want less clicks, but it could be in the description part. This is just the name. And this button covers the whole thing. That's the checkbox. What can we do? What we could do, actually. I wonder how, well, maybe I shouldn't worry about it. I was thinking, I wonder how much computing resources it takes to show a bunch of stuff. Because the easiest way to do it would be just to have each one of these on visibility change show a bunch of shit. But we also could do it, let's see, on ready, it would do, let's do this. Let's do this for now. Public override ready, it's going to... Oh, is this going to work? Let me see something real quick. Let's save this. I just had a thought that this might not work here. Let me build this. Part of the key thing is going to be able to drag and drop stuff in here into this export thing. We can. Okay, so we're going to drag and drop the research resource into here, wherever the fuck it is. Do I not have a folder for it? Resources. We don't need these ones open. We don't need resources open. Research item data, story events we don't need. Did I not make a folder for this shit? Basic. It's in the wrong spot is the problem. You need to go in here. So we want to be able to just drag this over. Into here. And then, so on the it is on this thing's visibility change. It needs to update. It could, you know what it could do? This is the one time I think that it's actually, this is what we'll do. Well, not on ready. Well, we'll have two different things. We're going to have a thing on ready. It's going to generate some crap. And then on, we'll have an event. And I'm always saying that I can never find uses for events, but this will actually work better with an event. We'll have a public whatever event. The fuck, I can never remember how this shit works. I don't use them enough. Events. I think it's a capital E, man. No, I would be wrong. It's a lowercase e. Where's my other event though? I have an event under the clock. The clock has an event. Where's my clock? It's an event action. That's what we want. You're back. Load back. It rhymes. We don't need this load map thing open. Let's see. What is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, we do need this. This we're going to be dealing with. This we don't need open right now, though we may need it later. We don't need this. I'm trying to just cut down on all this crap I have open. Player controls, we won't need that right now. All right, this was a public event. What? A public event task? No, that's a different thing. I just looked at it 5 seconds ago. Action. This action is going to be called, it can be called anything, right? It is capital both, though. Update research. The only thing it's going to be updating is update if researched. Actually, that's not what we're going to call this. We're going to call this research visible. That's going to be the name of that action. And then on here, we're going to invoke or whatever. Man, I did some programming last night, and it was like I forgot how to type and how to program. Like, I couldn't get like the first line to work. Like, it was one line. No, it's all right. You don't have to say if you leave. I'm doing this wrong. How do I do this shit again? This is happening. Event log, instance, question mark, show. Oh, the question mark goes there. The question mark's just there to tell if it says don't do it if this is null. All right. So that will fire off this thing. These research buttons on uh, on ready can subscribe to this event, and then we can do the update if researched here. Researched. And you don't put a thing behind it though. You don't put a thing behind it. And then we'll just GD print this right now. We'll go print GD print research what research panel has opened and this item has updated. Research name. Okay. And now we won't need a signal or any of that shit. So the problem with these being their own whatchamacallits scenes is they can't connect signals back and forth. I was gonna connect a signal to the thing, but whatever. This event will happen fine. So then on this, on ready, we also need the initial research info population. No. I mean, we're populating the information. I guess we'll just say update. And then we'll do another thing here. And we'll get rid of this. And we'll need some stuff in here. And this will be an export. What was that thing? A button? Oh my god, this song's so good. What is the name of this song? It's called Lipstick by the Buzzcocks. I know you guys can't hear it, but I'm just saying the name if you want to listen to a good song. What the fuck was I doing? Initial research info panel. Info update. The button text is what we're doing here. So we're going to need a private button named research button. And then on this thing, we're going to set the text to be, and this is only on ready. It will just set that text forever. Now, I think I broke some stuff, but let's hit, I'm going to go take a break in a second here. Yeah. Let's hit play on this. I got to turn this off and see. Oh, we got something else open here. See what happens. All right. I got bugs. Yeah. I got bugs. What is your bugs? Yeah, we got these other research things. Oh, this isn't alive yet, huh? When this comes around. Can I just put a call deferred on here? Let's do this. Subscribe to research events. And then cut this. Put this here. I think this is happening too fast. Oh, you know what I can do? One of the things I don't like about call deferred is that you're supposed to just type the name of the fucking thing in here, but you can do like name up, and that's like very error prone to me. But you can do name of. I saw this in a YouTube comment. I was like, really? Alright, let's try this again here. Then I'm gonna take a break. It might be something else going on. Oh, you know what's going on? Is I need to drag this button over here. You motherfucker. I don't know why sometimes it won't let you drag stuff over and other times it, whoa, other times it will. So we'll just go this way. Uh, this song's good too. What the fuck is this song? The Jam. I know you guys can't hear it. Is this still over here? That looks good. This is why I want these to be scenes, is because if I make one edit over here, it affects all of them. These I gotta drag and drop in here. I might not have needed that call deferred and all that crap. Alright, one bug. Oh, you know what it is? It's these ones don't have anything, and it's trying to fill those in. That's fine. I'm gonna take a quick break, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Feel like we're making some progress, even though this is like the bare minimum. This is gonna expand on everything. So, anyways, I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. Did I pause my music that you can't hear? Yes. All right. Let's see here. What the fuck are we doing? We are gonna have to delete those things, I guess. Which is a bummer. Oh, I gotta turn off my break timer. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll delete these. We'll delete this one. And we'll delete this one. And we'll do this, and we'll see if because there's one of these is different than the others. we gotta make sure that there's no bugs. All right, so if we go under a research panel now, we have this, and that fills in, but we do get a debug here. What is this thing's problem? Was not in the correct format. On what line are you talking about? 39 of what? Research item button. 39. Oh, we don't give a shit about this. I don't think we give a shit about that anymore. We're doing that differently. We can probably get rid of that thing. It will tell us there's all these messages. Yeah, so this is now filling that in, which is weird. I didn't actually. What is it? How is it doing that? What's going on here? Let's go to our research panel and let's pin this thing. Oh, I already pinned it. It's right there. Research visible. Player adjust, pause, research visible, invoke. So that does that. Wait, research control. I'm in the wrong one here. I want my research description panel. This thing, which I don't have open. Which is, each button has that? No. That was down. What do I got open here? Close that thing. We can close that thing. I want this is what I want. And we want to pin this. On visibility changed, we are there's an easier way to, well, a different way to do this. Wow, look at that crazy shit that it tried to fill in. Comma, what is it normally? Set. Private set. This is what we want. And sometimes. And then on ready, public override ready. Cut that thing. We'll do instance equals this. And then what we'll do is we'll have a, I guess it's got to be public, research item data, and we'll call it, yep, that's what, okay, just do it for me. And then this, I'm not sure why we're awaiting shit. Why is this async? What the fuck? I'll just do this thing. This is some old shit. This is not gonna be this. Let's comment this out and make it, just in case. I'm just worried that I might need it in a second. I don't think I will, but we'll just keep it anyways for now. And then we'll need these though. And this is gonna equal research name. I keep hearing all of these people, these tech people saying that where's research description? Saying that, you know, in the next 10 years programmers won't be needed, and I mean that sounds nice. It's just description. Maybe I should call it research description since this one's research name. They keep saying that tech isn't, or programmers aren't going to be needed because of AI, and I'm skeptical of that, especially because I've used like ChatGPT and how wrong it can be. I watched a YouTube video where someone said they use these different AIs to make a game, and I don't believe that they were being honest with their video. It basically wrote this whole game for him, and it was just a side-scrolling jumping game. But I don't believe that they did it that it did it as good as they said it did. It was too good, too easy, even for that type of game. Um, Yeah, I mean, I think it obviously I use ChatGPT all the time and it gives me helpful stuff and it will tell me different ways to do things, not necessarily better, but I don't think it can. I think it's a far cry from doing anything. I actually asked it something recently which had to draw a line and it was very vague and you got to really, I don't know. I'm skeptical still. So this should now pull at the the same. So you know what this AI thing really reminds me of is the blockchain thing, where everything was blockchain for a while, and then suddenly it was like, well, there's really no point. Okay, this didn't do it. What is your problem here? Um, oh right, we got to assign this. So on research button, when we click on this button, wherever that is, we have to open research description panel. We got to do. We should probably actually get rid of this too. This is in the control, was useful at the time, but it's no longer. We got its own thing. We're gonna go research description panel now has an instance. Before it didn't have one, so. And then we're just gonna show this. Yeah, well, I guess that's true. It has produced some real results. That is true. Uh, no, this one actually is wrong. This one should be back to control. Not necessarily good results. But yes, it definitely. I'm just gonna get rid of this crap. I don't know what I was doing here. So this is controlled by a signal. Is it? Yeah, the signal on the button. Open research description panel. I don't like the name of that. Let's rename this to uh, on button pressed. This is what I've called everything else. Like, why would I suddenly have this different? And then I've switched to pressed because whatever, doesn't matter. Now we gotta build it. Oh, I guess we do need this. No, we don't. We need, we can go back to search. Get out of here. Uh, close button. I'm not sure why it says this. I'm not sure why it says this way, but We're going to do it this way and hope that I haven't just... All right, build this thing again. So I saw a video yesterday where it was an advertisement for something, and it was showing how it was a fake. It was all AI. The whole video, is like a woman saying that you should use something. I forget what it was, and it was pretty convincing. It was weird, but I think that's going to be a huge problem, especially because humans are idiots. We're all a bunch of morons. All right, what do we got? We got one more thing going on here. Okay, so what we need to do is on visibility change, we need to set this still, which was what I was doing all of this stuff for. On button pressed, we need to set research description panel instance research item data. Yep, just like that. And this might be too fast. I think it's going to go away too. I had this discussion probably a year ago with somebody, and they were like, I don't see why anyone would ever want to... Oh, we didn't get our description, though. I have a description made. Did I get a bug? I didn't get a bug. Let's go back to this panel here. What is this thing's problem? Oh, this just has some auto wrap thing. Let's check our resource here. Oh, I accidentally must have deleted that description. I wonder if I can Control Z my way back. No, that's like a huge problem with how this is. So I had this discussion a long time ago, and someone said, like, I don't see why anyone would want to watch if you could, what is that guy's name? Well, this isn't James Dean. If you can watch a movie that was created with James Dean in it right now, not the porn star, the original guy. Man, I'm kind of bummed because I don't remember what I wrote in here. And I know what happened. I hit like backspace up here somewhere, and it was actually selected on this. This happens all the time because it doesn't operate the way Windows does. Anyways, they said that there's like no way anyone would ever be interested in that. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you could have a movie with like the Rat Pack in it where they're all young and shit up against Brad Pitt and stuff, and it would immediately draw all these people. And I think that's what we're going to see is people selling their rights. I know the guy, the Star Wars Darth Vader guy, what the fuck is that guy's name? James Earl Jones gave his voice to the Star Wars people. He didn't give it. He like leased it for perpetuality. Perpetuality? That's not the word, but you know what I'm talking about. Perpetuity forever. So like so Darth Vader can always be his voice. He like sat down and recorded stuff, but eventually they're going to AI that shit. And they did it with that George Carlin thing. Right. And I'm against AI doing all the art, but I was saying this as well. I'm really like a Star Trek The Next Generation fan, and I wish there was more seasons of that. If AI could make season 8 or whatever the last season was, a new season that was as good as season 3 through 6, it would be hard for me not to watch it. You know what I mean? Because what? Anyways, I gotta rate this thing. We should probably have standardized building. We should probably have buildings for the tool storage and a place to work. For fishing, gardening, and what was the third one? Fishing, gardening. That's how shitty my fucking memory is. Lumberjacking and lumberjacking. Okay. I mean, yeah, that shit's gonna happen eventually. I still don't wonder why this one. We'll worry about it later. Basic production. Perfect. Now, the other thing we're gonna need though for this on the description panel is on here we have this county array. I was wondering, can I drag these around? Oh, I can. Does it change the number? It does. All right. So that's what is this order here? A B C D E F G. Is there a space in front of this? That looks like there's a space in front of that. It's not. I think it's just how the G is. A B C D E F G. All right. Darth Vader versus Spock. Oh my god, that would be terrible. Where do these things come from? Oh my god. I could see them doing it though. You know, they have those bizarro things. All right. So we're gonna close that. We have these buildings in here. We're gonna need to instantiate. We want to have a list of the buildings basically inside that description panel. So let's go. We're in this description panel here. Let's open this up. This description panel just lays on top of this other panel. It doesn't turn it off or anything. Very strange. We also want this margin container to be whatever that is. I keep having to manually edit all this stuff. It's kind of a bummer, but I want this to be above. Why don't I just put 100? It moves this thing up. Oh, right, because you got to look at it at this other way. Oh, I see what we can do. We can go to this margin container and update this. I don't remember how big this close button is. Let's look. Um, um, themes. No, we want 31? Why? Why? 31. Am I the right one here? Why 31? Okie dokie. So for the description panel, what is this problem again? Oh, it has like word wrap on it. Must have a custom minimum size. Okay, we can fix that. That's easy. There we go. That's the custom minimum size. That looks surprisingly wide. Uh, yeah, I was never into enterprise. I think we talked about this. Uh, Never got into that. Do I want these to be buttons or just words? I think what we're gonna do, we'll have the description. We got the name. We'll have the description, but we'll move the description up. This is just like manually sitting in there. What we'll do is we'll add an H box, and then we'll put this at the top. We'll put this here. We'll put this here. Oh yeah, this fucks everything up. Oh wait, I want a V box, right? I don't know. We're gonna need one regardless. One of these. We want a V box. And then we want a H box inside the V box. Yes. And then we want in this H box, we'll put a label. And boy, really? That's kind of interesting. I worked at a video store, like a Blockbuster, but it wasn't Blockbuster. I worked at Blockbuster too. It was another video store, and on my first day, the owner of this other like mom and pop video store was very excited to show me that he was once in a movie, and it was just him on a bicycle like riding by in the background. He kind of half played it off as a joke, but at the same time, uh, buildings. Oh wait, this should be title. This should say buildings, and this should say title. This is a title. And this thing actually should not be in the H box. And we'll center this shit. And then that's actually fine. I was going to fuck around with where that shit goes, but no, that's fine. And then in here, we're going to add building 1. And I think we'll have the total. Uh, Building 2 label. Building 3 label. And then I think 3 buildings is going to be enough. We don't want this though to look like this. This looks like shit. I'm assuming he wasn't like he was like he wasn't the actual king at the time, right? He was the whatchamacallit. We want to expand this one, I think, and then we want to expand this one. I should have done this ahead of time. And then we want to expand this one. Where did that go? Layout. Yeah, he was the heir. Then I should have done this all earlier. I don't think I can do all 3 of them. Oh, I can do all 3 at once. And center. All right, so now we have 3 building things. This is kind of tall. Like, maybe we'll put some pictures or something in here at some point. All right, so when you open the description panel, you'll be able to see what buildings there are. So back to this description panel, though, what we'll do is Let's just get rid of this crap. We don't need this crap here anymore. Maybe this GD print at some point, but this crap we don't need. It's going to make that, and then it's going to go if research item data county improvement data's dot length is greater than 0, then we're going to go for each research item data in research item. No, this is wrong. This is supposed to be county improvements. County improvement data. Oh, we don't want this. All right, so then it's going to go through each one of these and we might have to, this might actually have to be a for loop. Because we need to turn, we could just instantiate these things, I guess. We'll just instantiate these out of laziness. It's lazier to just instantiate this shit. All right, where are my UI scenes? We'll put this down here. We got to rename it though. Building in research label. And then we'll just put this in here. Man, I just renamed it so that you wouldn't give me this shit. Building in research label. I haven't heard that much about Jordan in a long time. I don't know what's going on over there. I feel like I hear about other places, Saudi Arabia all the time. Let's turn this off now, and then what we'll do, back to this thing, we'll have a export private packed scene, I guess. Do I need to make it a packed scene? I don't think so. Label, and then we'll call it, we'll see if we need it a packed scene. Research, no, this is building name label. Then we'll put this in here first before I forget. Because I'm going to forget, and then I'm going to wonder why it's bugging out. We'll put this, it might have to be a packed scene actually. I can't remember, even though I do this all the time. Yeah, it's got to be a packed scene. What did I call this thing? Building in research. And that's close enough. Whoops, that's close enough. We'll build this again. Yeah, I hear about Syria all the time still. Syria is, still a thing. There we go. Obviously Iran, I hear about too in the news. Yeah, I don't hear much about Jordan. I'm trying to think of the other Yemen. I think I heard something about Yemen recently in that general area. Let's see. So for each one of these, we are going to, what we're also going to need though is, makes it, I said this was the easier, right? This will make it easier, is what I said. What is this thing? This is a H box. Building and research parent. I ran. um, let's see what we got here. Now I gotta do this build again. And we gotta put you in here. And I guess we'll call this buildings in research parent. And we're gonna hope that didn't fuck that up. No, it didn't. Okay, so then we're gonna, for each one of these, we're going to instantiate. Wait. We gotta go label buildings, building in research, label equals label building impact scene dot instantiate. You motherfucker. That's me. I'm the motherfucker. Instantiate. There we go. And then we're gonna go building add child. And wait, we gotta do this first. Building text equals improvement name. Oh yeah, see, I did improvement description over here too, so it's better that I did the other thing. The other thing. All right, let's close this. And let's close this. I don't know if I like these attached together like that. It sounds like I'm setting up for a joke, but I'm not. What do you call like a fisher person? You know, there's fishermen. Oh, I called this buildings. What an asshole. All right, we got another thing we got to do here. We want to call this... Oh, I called all this shit buildings. Oh, why? Why can't my brain handle it? Improvement title. Improvements in research. Delete this motherfucker. This should be improvements. And then I think I probably just broke something here. I'm about to break some stuff. Improvements. So my goal now from what it was the original round, the goal was just to make the most basic shit work. Now I'm trying to like future proof a little bit as we go through and make sure that everything's in place and working. You know, I'm still going to add to it pictures and all that shit. And maybe I should throw some picture, you know, placeholder pictures and stuff. Now we gotta. I renamed some variables. So what do you want here? I can't. That's the pack scene. And I probably should be throwing like pictures and stuff, like placeholder pictures. Maybe we will do that. I expect to be working on this research forever, and I'm gonna probably try to fix that issue offline. I can't figure out, like, it makes no sense that that would not, or that would be a problem. All right, this is ugly, but like we need a picture of the research. I honestly feel like we don't even need this thing that says research here. Let's get rid of that. I don't think that's necessary. I think it's necessary on here, but when you open up the description, let's also, I said I was going to plan this all out, and then I didn't plan any of it. I just started going. Test to see if we need to duplicate the county improvements. So we're actually not doing it this way. Test to see if we need to duplicate the county improvements. Put that down here. Do we? We don't need this anymore either. Make sure, so if maybe make it so you can click on the research button on the top bar and it closes the research. Oh, because right now it covers up the thing. So this is there another margin container? See, the problem is all these things are like sitting on top of each other. I should probably put this description panel on its own. Yeah, I should. All right, let's tear this description panel out of here. Does this have its? Yeah, it comes with a control too. I've been putting all of these controls on their own. And I don't think it's necessary. Now we can load. I'm learning. I'm learning. That's the thing that's happening here. What are we doing? We gotta go in here. No, we want to go to theme override. Oh, it doesn't have a. Oh, because there's no control. But there is a control. It's just not the right. We want this. Yeah, I think this needs to be in a control because then I can't override. Oh, maybe not. Oh, now I fucked it all up. No, I didn't. Okay, that's how did I do this here? It's the panel, the margin container that's below it that needs the overrides. I guess not. Do I have another margin container? It's always something. Maybe the problem is that, and that's the problem. Then we get rid of this. There we go. Then we probably busted some other shit, but whoops, I gotta turn this off. But we gotta test it. with this stuff closed, obviously. Yeah, we probably should put the, like, pictures and shit. Placeholders for the pictures. Yeah, I think that's better. We lost our close button, though. So I guess you never can look away from that. Not true. See, I was trying to do stuff to make it simpler, but it just made it worse. Long run. Where's this thing's close button? Same spot. I think I did I said it's, oh no, I did this. This is what I did. But then I said, oh, that's why it was a 31. Earlier when I was like, why the fuck is this a 31? That's just where the word close goes to 31. Then I still have this signal on here. I wonder if this signal will still work. This is like one of those things where it's easier for just to test it and see what happens. And then when it doesn't work, then go to the code instead of looking at the code and trying to be like, I wonder how this works. Works. It's 2 clicks. I got a little bit of a problem there. It's 2 clicks, but that's fine. It's not the end of the world. So on this description panel, the first thing we're going to want to do is remove labels. And then we'll go down here and we'll go for each node. I mean, they're labels. I guess we could go label, in, where are you? County Improvement Research Parent Get Children. No, I don't mind at all. I hope you feel better. Then we'll just label Q-free this shit. I've been eating too much ice cream again, so I understand not feeling well. I gotta stop. I just gotta stop gorging myself on our ice cream. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get diabetes and I'm gonna die. Research. Basic. That's one time. Basic. Perfect. Yeah. I hope so as well. All right. Yeah, you too. Let's see. So that works. That works how we want it. It's going to put, the only thing is it doesn't know if it's, well, we got to add a second one in there anyways. But I think we should probably we should make this more of a, whatchamacallit, more realistic. So let's find some graphics and shit. I always use this icon site because it's free SVGs and shit. We want like a well, we'll put research and we'll just have, well, actually it's gonna be a different, what happens if we put in like production? Maybe we should have real placeholder images, even though they're not. What about like lumber? Well, we don't want to use lumberjack. We could do a wooden cabin. What about, Um, so it's fishing. I mean, I guess we could just put a no, because the cabin's not gonna work. We put a chainsaw. Like there's other stuff there. What happens if we put work? I mean, like I said, now that it doesn't really matter that much. A donkey. We could put this farmer. A desk seems like something we would use for like research of the research of the research, like a research bench. What is this thing? A bucket wheel excavator. Buildings and places. Got some Devo playing now. I know you guys can hear it. Bricks? No. I'm really overthinking this, I think. Here we go. A greenhouse is perfect. It's not a greenhouse, but it will be for what we're using it for here. So then we'll have a new graphics folder. We have icons, population, provinces, tokens, icons. Icons is kind of a dumb thing. We'll have a new folder for research. And in this research one, we'll go to my downloads. And we'll put this in here. There we go. And we're going to put this we're going to call this basic production. And then we're going to go back to our research item thing, resource. That we might need again. Research item basic production. We're going to open up this guy. And we're going to have here public texture 2D. And we'll do that. We'll build this and then we'll drag that over there and we'll have it like we'll put in like some sort of test thing, but we'll have it fill in. And on ready is where we'll set all this stuff. I guess we could put it, we're gonna have to add a thing here. Not on this though. We kind of do want it on this actually too. Where does the icon go on a on a button? Icon is empty. Where did our icon go? It um the text behavior is weird on okay, icon behavior is center. There we go. That's what we want. Expand icon. We could put it on that. So on the left-hand side, we have this checkbox. We could do this left. No. Right. Where's our checkbox? Our checkbox is there. It could that could be fine. But what we want, let's say we put in this desk, what happens? It still works. So we'll put this back. This is just, I actually, let's put in some other, let's down, I bet you this thing has like a question mark or something like that. Question mark. Question. Oh, right here. Uncertainty. I swear I've used this before. We're going to put this. The reason why I want this to not be this is just in case I make a mistake, you know. We're going to put this in here, except that's not going to work. Because once again, Godot doesn't actually work how Windows does. You got to be selected. And it might have been fine that I was selected with something in there, but it gets weird. We're just going to put this in here. That way we can tell if this is working or not. Then we'll save this shit. Then we'll go back to our research thing. Did I put that in here? I did. I might, texture I think should work. We need to build this basic production. The research texture is empty. We'll put this in here. We'll save this. And then we will go, actually that is done. We'll have to deal with that in a minute. Then when we go back to our description panel, we're going to we're actually going to, so there's two things that are happening. When this thing, initial research info update, we're going to have, we have the button in here, research button dot texture. What do they call it? Icon. Texture? I guess they just do icon. Okay. Research item data dot texture. Well, let me do that. There we go. So that will set the texture on the initial run for that button. This is only on the initial run. And then we will, on the description panel, we're going to go back here. We're really going to be working on this fucking thing forever. Research forever. We have the research name. Then we're going to add a texture rec in here. And we're going to put it above here. We're going to put in this uncertainty one. We're not going to do that. Okay. We'll make this thing. That's quite large. That's really large. Can we make this smaller? I know we can. Okay, this song is bad. I don't know what it is. I know you guys can't hear it. There's this band called Together Pangea that has some really good songs, but then they also have some really shitty songs. We also want this to be centered. So that's centered. We want it to be smaller, though. Shrink center. I think we can make this, we can force this to be a certain size. I think we can. Yeah, we can. Let's see. So, I don't know. 200 by 200. Probably bigger than that. So the title will be at the top. We'll have the picture of the thing. This thing that says test is the description. So let's make this. This is the description. And then we have the county improvement below it. So then for this text rec, we're going to need to set that on our description panel. So much UI stuff for these types of games, man. Like I mean, I knew that, but I didn't really think about it. What are we doing here? This is a texture rec. Research. What did I call this thing? Research texture. But that's not what that is. That's what that is. Then we're going to go here, and this comes first. So research, I don't know. Can I just set this? What is this supposed to be? Cannot implicitly convert type texture 2D to texture rec. It doesn't seem like this has like a texture. Oh. All right. And we have this set, right? Man. Yes, we do. So let's turn this off. Let's hit play here. And then we'll go to research. That looks quite large. All right, this didn't work. Oh, did I not set the texture rec? Of course I didn't. In this texture rec, we're going to rename this research. And then we're going to go to here. And does that seem bigger? This thing seems bigger. So what this is doing, there's a lot of, we should probably bump this down some, but it's fine. This actually looks a lot better. And so this thing, when you research this, well, there's actually more stuff we got to put on here. We need to have, is it researched, which is what that little box is, but also we need to have how much research is done currently on it. So we need a research cost, basically. I'm going to take a quick break, though, and I will be back. Let me put on my break timer. I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Man, I am thirsty, though. All that ice cream yesterday. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I gotta turn off my break timer. And I gotta start my music that you guys can't hear. I was looking at my phone when I was outside smoking, and it said that Kyle MacLachlan gives his view on another Twin Peaks reboot. I don't think I want to see that, and I don't think anyone should attempt it. Who asked that question? Because that's no. What a terrible fucking idea. Reboot Twin Peaks? It's fucking insane. All right, what were we doing? Okay, we need some stuff here. We got that is bigger. I swear to God, that's bigger. It's fine, right for right now. We have our basic production. We got our pictures, whatever, but we need some more things. We need to have the cost. So let's go back to here. The cost of the research. Let's turn this on so we can see it. Underneath the description, we're going to probably want some more labels. Whoops. We're going to want, actually this is fine, add label. And this label is going to be above county improvement title. This is going to say cost label. Cost. We can't see it though because it's over there. We're going to go, not that. We're going to go center. I should probably just do a fucking label setting there as well. I'm just going to check something here real quick. Make sure I'm not missing anything. And then I'm going to, so underneath this thing though, we're going to need an H box. Because we never have enough H boxes. This is how this works. Is you can never have enough H boxes. Then we're gonna have another label, and it's gonna expand. Man, I remember when I was doing this before how terrible and baffled I was by how all this shit worked. It's you learn. It takes me a while, you know. It probably takes everyone a while, but it also is not intuitive. This is going to be amount of research done label, and then we're going to duplicate this, and we're going to say this is going to be called total cost of research label, and we'll put 0 in here, and we'll put just some random number here, 999. And then we're going to have this go to the right, and then we're going to add in another label. This is going to be slash label, and we're going to put a slash in here, and I feel like some of this shit should have underlines and stuff, but whatever. All right, so we have that. We're going to go back up to this thing, the research description panel, and we're going to need some, that's after here and before there. We're going to need some labels in here. What did I call that? Amount or copy? No. Copy. And we'll do this. Capital O. And then we'll do another label. And we're going to do private. See, we're going to have everything all. I'm actually surprised. I was expecting a bunch of just every step to be a fucking chore. And I mean, it is a chore, but total cost of research. This one's going to be called total cost of research label. Boom. Then on this is description. Underneath this, we're going to go research No, amount of research, except we don't have this in here. We're going to have this say in the research item data, is research done? Which we actually could do that a different way, but what we need in here is total. This is gonna be int total amount of research done. I mean, I guess we don't need total. I don't know why I'm putting total in there, and I don't know why I didn't make this a capital. And then we're gonna need another int public int cost of research. And we might not need this because we could just compare these two every time and it would just tell us. We might not need this because we could just compare the cost versus the amount done. Then we're going to go back to this thing. Equals amount of research label dot text. Nope, this needs to be dot text, and this needs to be to string. And then we're gonna do nope, text equals. This is wrong. Why is it letting me do this? Because I did it wrong. Research item data. And then this is going to be research item data dot cost. I wonder why I keep putting total in there. It doesn't need to be total. All right. So this is an int. That's why we got to put that to string at the end there. So now we got to build this motherfucker. And I was just thinking, this is off center because these are different. This is more numbers. So that goes out farther. Huh. Huh is the word there. Let's put this here, this here. Like I was able to drag and drop that earlier. I couldn't drag and drop that earlier thing. We'll close that. Restart this. I'm very confused, but it keeps popping back in my head why this thing is not working. Oh, I have an idea why that might not be working. Nope. I was thinking maybe because it needs to go, like if it goes off this side, it doesn't matter. Not right now, it doesn't. We click on that, 0, 0, that's perfect. We're just gonna throw like a random number in here right now. Not random. It's gonna be 50 or 500. Okay. So now I think we're doing pretty, the basic stuff is set. So this description is back to the thing I was talking about before, where this research, we're not researching this shit from scratch. It's more just like ideas of like, we're a post-apocalyptic society. Somebody says like, hey, we should probably have some fishing, gardening, and lumberjacking shit going down. And I'm not calling it forestry because that's going to be a different thing. All right, we need to see if it's on this. We need to check to see if it's done. So I just had an idea here. We could How would we do this? So we are going to need the faction generation. So under faction generation, we might already be saying if it's done or not. Whoops, I wanted this. So when we go through our okay, so it's going down this list and it's just adding this in to the faction. So it's just adding this to the research item list. We don't have a tier set yet, but we'll be adding that soon. Maybe not today, but soon we want to have a tier thing. I guess we're gonna have to have it that, so we might as well. Uh, we'll put it up here, and we'll go to our. We have a thing. Under scripts, it's under public classes. It's not. I guess it is actually. It's just gonna be a list of public enum research tiers. 1, 2. Yep. Do we need a comma? I guess we need a comma. Whoops, I thought I hit a period, but I did not. Then over here, we'll do public all enums research tiers tier. And then back over here, we can build this and we can set it. The reason why I made it an enum, even though it's just a number, we can change it in here. Well, it defaults to 1, but it's a pull down list now. Instead of typing in a 1, it doesn't really matter. Right now, it doesn't, at least. Especially because, we might not need this. I'm going to put a note on here. We might not need this now that the research is manually added to the research screen panel or whatever that's called. See, when I try to like preemptively throw stuff in, it always just turns out that it's not needed. That happens like 90% of the time, I feel. This is the buildings. Well, no, we know what that is. So we have the tiers done. We have all that stuff done. We have the amount. We got to figure out. So what I was thinking. Can I put a ready on here? No, that's not going to work. I was thinking we could put in a check and have these two compare inside this. And we could. And then it would set this. So let's go back to where we need to do this. This is on visibility change. It's going to, no, it's not. It's under initial research info setup, but that's not true because this button, that changes. There's a couple of things that change. So what we'll do is we'll have, like in here, updates. This is going to be a public void updates research. And then we can go we'll put an int in here and we'll say amount of research done. No, let's call it amount. Do we want to pass in the total? No, we want an amount of research changed. I was gonna say amount of researched because I like doing stuff like that, but it's gonna fuck me up later. So then we'll go amount of research done plus equals amount of research changed. So that will update that, and we'll pass that in. If we pass in 0, it will make no change happen, so we can do that. Then under here, we say if amount of research done is equal to cost of research, cost of research is research done equals true, else is research done equals false. So every time this is set, it will check this, I guess. The only problem with this, well, there's probably lots of problems with it. Let's just put it into action. So when this item button, so it becomes visible. No, update if researched. Subscribe to events. Update if research panel is open and this item has updated. So under here is where we need to update the the actual button. Do we have the button? We do. We need this checkbox. We need to update this. If research item data is done is equal to true, there's no way to initial research info. We'll make a new thing here. Private void check if research is done. This song's good too. It's a Dead Kennedy song. I know you guys can't hear it. It's called Pull My Strings. You should listen to it. If it's done equals true, then we need the checkbox. Is checked. I don't know what this is called. Where is this thing? Button pressed. You know what we could do? I think you know. Lord Mac in chat there mentioned Joker, and I think one day Joker was like, you know, you can just do this, and I was like, oh shit, you can. We don't have to have this. We can go reach your but is done. We can just set this to be whatever this is. This is like some basic shit that is never thought of. So that will make that, because this is a bool and this is a bool. Check if research is done. So on the initial thing, we want to, that's going to set that, but we also want to check if research is done. And then we also want to check What is this thing? Subscribe to? I already forgot what this event does. We did it like 10 seconds ago. Oh, it's whenever it's whenever the visibility changes, which is great. That's what we want. In fact, we don't need this. This is the only thing that we need to check. We don't need this here. We need to check this to make sure it's set. And then when we generate this, though, we're currently just adding this in here. But I don't think we want this to be able to be manually set. This is going to add it to every faction. And that's kind of what we were doing down here. It's not kind of what we were doing. It is what we were doing. But I wanted this to be able to be manually set for later. So basically, and I'll put a note in here. Basically, like I was saying, we want some factions to have less research to start. But the player factions will have this set. So before we do... how are we going to set this? I don't really want to do this list like this. And right now we're going to set them all manually. So I guess what we'll do... this is a temporary solution until we have randomly generated... we randomly set some of the factions to have less starting tech. And then what we'll put down here is we'll go faction data research items or 0. Oh shit, this is only going to set this. Okay, we'll do it this way then. And we'll put this right there. That's gonna, so all of the tech that we're putting in right now will be done, but then that's not gonna be true. By the time we're done with this round of research, not all the research we're gonna be doing is gonna be completed. So we're probably gonna have to rewrite this. This is how we're adding it. We might have to do it this way. We'll have to see. I'm going to put a note in here. We will probably have to rewrite this because currently it is making all research completed. All right, I've got so many good songs today. Now I got some terrible song. Okay, let's check this again here. Save this. Maybe I'll fuck around with that other bug if this works, because this is everything we need right now. That bug. That is lit up, right? Keep getting sidetracked by that. This didn't work because we never put the checkbox in here. Every time. Let's put this over. I don't know why there's so many of these bugs throw in the inspector, but they don't matter. I wish they had did work on that. Okay, it's checked because this is done. Okay, so this is a problem. So we need a different thing. This is not, this is going to equal, this is not what we're going to do. We're going to do cost. We're going to do amounts of research done is going to equal cost of research. And this just sets the bool, the is done bool as done, because we put that other thing in there. Oh, come on. Fucking 45 tries there. Here we go. It did not work. It set that. Oh, you know what? There's a better way to do this. Research. What we do here is we make this a getter setter. Change this back. We don't need this to be export. No. We go, this needs to be private. Whoop. Man, learning how to use getter setters was one of the best things I learned. Private int. And then, yeah, get. I never can remember this shit, though. Get, fuck. I got these all over the place. I use them all the time. Yeah, return. Amount of research done. Yep. And then set. This is where we're going to put in this other thing. Yeah. We're going to put this in. And then we need one more of these. And then we don't need this at all. So what will happen is when we set the amount of research done, it will automatically check these things and throw that bool for us. We didn't put an else in there, did I? Oh, no, I did. Some ugly shit. You know, it kind of looks like this is clicked on when that bug's happening. Oh, this didn't work again. Faction generation. Oh, I had a little red line there for a second. That's weird. Research item, amount of research done equals cost of research. Let's look amount of research done. This is, if this is this. Oh, I didn't do this right. Equals value. So when it's getting set, it's going to set the value to this, and then if that. I like it when the problems are easy, or at least easy in my mind. Sometimes they're easy. There we go. Now it's set. It's already been done. Perfect. It's tempting in here to put in the actual Fisher Sheds picture, the garden picture, the lumberjack picture. Do I have a county improvement page already? I think I do. I should. County improvement control. What does this thing look like? That's a different thing. Possible buildings, current buildings. Oh man, I have one of these confirmation boxes. I don't like these things. They don't give you enough control to adjust things. I wanted to try them out, so I tried a couple of them out. What I'm thinking here, let's restart this and see if we've broken anything else, because there are some things we got to click on. So if we go to here and we go county improvements and we click on this, all we can do is build it. So there isn't, that's that confirmation thing. There isn't anything larger than this. This is all the information that a county improvement has, is just this little bit. Obviously, we're going to need to add pictures and stuff, and we should do the same thing. As we should really get into the nitty gritty here. This is in such a early state that now we're at the point where we got to spend some time on each thing before we go to the next round. And so this is what I was talking about too, where like working on research is going to cause all of these things to like kind of go out in a web. Earthquake, electrical lightning strike. I don't know, I can't think of the words. That is going to cause a bunch of other stuff to change. By each item that we work on in research will cause other things to happen. Like we don't even have the ability for someone to research at this point. And so that's what we're going to have to do next, is like we're going to have an item that isn't researched, and we're going to research that. So, well, I mean, not next. What I'm thinking here is if we go back, oh my God, was that button a different size? Look at that, close button's that big. And this closes button's this big. What theme is this? Left margin panel. See, that's the problem. This originally was going to have a left margin panel. All right, well, okay, let's put that in our list here. And this is going to be, make sure each panel has the correct themes. They do not. We're going to put this over here too. Even though this isn't really part of research, it is part of research because we're discovering stuff. Load research either from disk or as a resource. We already, it's not going to be what we want it to be. Make sure you can click on the top bar and it will close. Maybe make it so you can click. So that I know I looked at this earlier, but it's so that this is the thing. You can't click on this once it's, and it could be nice to be able, but then you'd have to be able to click on all these other things. We'll just put this somewhere else. We'll put this in the next round, maybe. We need to list an array of all the research. We already have that. Research description page goes over everything. Does it really? We just changed that. I mean, it's supposed to. It's working as intended now. I don't know what I'm talking about here, so I'm just going to close this. And test to see if we need to duplicate the county improvements. That's something we definitely, make sure each panel has the correct theme. Let's edit this. This is the one I just made. Each root panel? Each UI panel has the correct theme. For example, the county improvements panel now has an outdated theme. All right, that will make sense there. So what's next on this list? How much time do I got? 15 minutes? Maybe I should take a crack at this fucking thing. Let's add some items to this list. I think we should have, so we just got to do it. You know, like there's a lot of shit I just don't want to do. Whoops, not here. On this, it's easier to look at in game, which is kind of nice. On this thing, I think we should have the actual county improvement information here. So let's add this. Add actual county improvement button to research description panel. It's actually not going to be that bad. We already have them instantiated and we can make them smaller. Those are all ideas for research. So if you have an idea, like I said earlier, you feel free to tell me. You can check this too. This is all public. If it's not on the list, tell me. So that's the main thing we're going to do next time. And then after that, we're going to what? We'll make sure that that works. We don't want it to be clickable. It's just like a button that we would look at. We would close that. We need to add on this thing. Then after that, we're going to add a research that isn't done. And then after that, we're gonna have research done. You know, research is gonna research, but that's all we need there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take it. I tried to save the website. Do that all the time. Let's see what. Let me take it in the last 15 minutes or whatever. I'm gonna take a look at this problem here. So this is under player controls again, which I think I had open but may have closed it. We don't need this clock. We don't need the county loader. We don't need token movement. We don't need the dictator. We don't need the banker. We don't need this. Oh, that's an interesting thing. Let's see if this happens on the map editor. They're very similarly set up, so we could compare these. It does not happen on the map editor. You can't click on things on the map editor, though. We're on the wrong thing here. Player controls. We don't care about that right now. So what are the other? They're different because they do different things. Let's look at the map editor and just like kind of see what's different. They should be. I'm going to look at this on my other screen. This part should be very similar. For each county, oh, but they're way different. Oh, this is checking some list of county datas. This is checking some list of select county. It's the children that it's checking. This we can rename this too. It's not called select county anymore. It's just called county. Oh, then we're calling it. We're weird. There's a bug over on this. Or not a bug, an unnecessary thing on my other screen. If county data, what the fuck are we doing over here? County equals county data. Look at this. For each county data, county equals county data dot county node. We're not using. Oh, I guess we need it here. Okay. Uh, doesn't the county data have the mass sprite on it? Isn't that what we're doing right here? No. All right, so if the color is approximately whatever to the county color, this is the pixel. So so basically what this does, it doesn't work out how you would think it would work. I guess maybe it works how some people think it will work. So what it does is it's look where the mouse goes over, it's looking at every pixel and it's saying what color are you, what color are you, what color are you. And when I say every pixel, I mean it's not looking at this map. It's looking at oh. So we start here. This song's kind of good too. Sloth Rust? Sloth Rust? Never heard of that band. Oh, you know, I have this low. Guess I can't turn this off anymore. I have this loading from disk now, so I guess I can't do that. Let's look. I have, what did I call that? Something load something? Let's disable it temporarily. County loader, user folder control. What did I call that thing? It must be this thing. No. It's called like load something. I worked on it fucking yesterday. When I was saying I was having, like, my brain stopped working with load maps is what it's, oh, it's on the maps thing. We'll just disable this temporarily. And it won't load that map, I hope. All we want to do is be able to see this. I'm curious. Oh, but it generates the maps. Each one of these is generated on its own. But basically, it's not checking this. It's checking this color coding thing in the background. So it's like, hey, is this the same color? And it's not. It's looking through these things, and it's checking that color coding part. But for some reason, let's go back to our. Yeah, this doesn't matter. It doesn't help us at all. For some reason, so the minute it's, I'm looking at this. So the minute it's off of this and it says, if this is in there, for each one of these, it goes down, and if it's the approximate color, it should show it. Else, it should. I know what it is. Where's my globals, motherfucker? I should rename this to globals. This is what will happen if I. Well, wait, I don't want to do it right in a second. I know it is. It's defaulting to 0. Globals. What the fuck was that thing called? Select county ID equals -1. And let's redo this. And then after this, I'm gonna rename that to globals. Right in the middle, like right at the end, before I'm gonna fuck everything up right at the end. Yeah, so that was the issue. Is it's defaults to 0, so it started out selected. That was another easy fix. All right, let's rename this to global, since I often look at that and say, like, main. What the fuck is main? Let's see if this works. Then we'll push the code to research. I'm actually kind of enjoying myself. Some days, I get like slogged. Slogged isn't the word. Uh, Demoralized, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. But other days, we're gonna have to put some big changes to these county improvements. But anyway, we're gonna have big changes to all this stuff. This description's too big. I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna do that first thing. Research description area is too big. Too big. Put this up here. We'll convert this. Then we're gonna go back to here. We're gonna close this thing. We're gonna close, is this saved? Yep, we're gonna close that thing. Close that. We're gonna push this. So what did we do? Rewrote how the research buttons work and improved the research panel and research description panel. Push all this shit. Up you go. Nap time for me once this is done. I always nap after I stream, or sleep for real. All right, that is it for me. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a good existence. I will talk to you next.